HoopsOnLane.com Fan Podcast, Episode 29, North Carolina PreGame.
Hoops on Lane Fan Podcast is sponsored by About Face Cosmetic Therapy Center because basketball season is also laser hair removal season.
You're listening to Hoops on Lane, a fan-produced pregame and postgame podcast about the Ohio State University men's basketball team. Visit hoopsonlane.com or subscribe where you listen to podcasts for all the latest episodes and information. Now here's your host, Dave Horning.
Greetings, Hoops fans. This is Dave Horning for HoopsOnLane.com Fan Podcast with a preview of the upcoming Ohio State Buckeyes basketball game against the Tar Heels of the University of North Carolina to be played on Saturday, December the 23rd at 1:30 p.m. in New Orleans as part of the CBS Sports Classic. The game will be played at the Smoothie King Center, the venue that is home for the NBA New Orleans Pelicans. Tip-off is 1:30 p.m. Columbus time. UCLA will play Kentucky in the second game. Both games will be televised on CBS. The Buckeyes game will be broadcast locally on the Fan 97.1 FM. The North Carolina Tar Heels are the defending national champions, having defeated the Gonzaga Bulldogs earlier this year on April 3rd in the championship game. Final score, North Carolina 71, Gonzaga 65. However, North Carolina lost 3 starters from that championship team and have a completely new look this year. Before their game on Wednesday against the Terriers of Wofford College in Spartanburg, South Carolina, the Tar Heels were listed as number 1 on the team rankings list of all 351 Division I men's basketball teams and number 5 in the AP poll. However, in a stunning upset, the Wofford Terriers defeated the Tar Heels in Chapel Hill by the score of 79-75. North Carolina led by 7 points with 4 minutes left in the first half, but went on a scoreless streak for the rest of the half that allowed Wofford to take the halftime lead 34-33. And, in the first 5 minutes of the second half, it was Wofford that came out with the desire to win, taking a 49-40 lead. They led the entire game and pulled away at the end. Wofford has a big-time scoring threat in their 6'4 junior shooting guard, Fletcher McGee, and he did light it up, scoring 27 points. But even more impressive was the play of their 6'8 junior forward, Cameron Jackson, who scored 18 points and had 9 rebounds. He was just too physically strong for North Carolina's Luke May. At a critical point towards the end of the game, he just ripped the ball away from a North Carolina player inside the paint. So, it looks like the Buckeyes will not have the element of surprise in their favor this Saturday. North Carolina will come out smoking to show their desire to still be considered a top 10 team. They only shot 7 of 25 for 28% on their 3-point shots, so that is where they will try to improve, but desire alone can't make that happen. North Carolina defeated Michigan handily in the ACC Big Ten Classic, winning by the score of 86-71 at home in Chapel Hill, shooting 55% from the field. However, in late November, in the finals of the PK80 Classic, they lost to Michigan State by a score of 45-63, their first loss of the season. In that game against Michigan State, the Tar Heels shot 1 of 18 from behind the 3-point arc. So which North Carolina team will show up against the Buckeyes? The starting lineup for the Tar Heels will likely be number 32, 6'7 junior forward Luke May. Number 15, 6'9 freshman forward Garrison Brooks. Number 1, 6'6 senior forward Theo Penson. Number 24, 6'3 junior guard Kenny Williams. And number 2, 6' senior guard Joel Berry II. Pinson and Berry II were starters on last year's national championship team. The big gun for the Tar Heels is Luke May, averaging 19 points and 10 rebounds per game. Will Caleb Wesson be able to disrupt his game? North Carolina has been coached by Roy Williams since 2003. He has won 3 national championships and is a member of both basketball halls of fame, the Naismith and the Collegiate. Ohio State is unique in that it is playing both teams this year that played in last year's national championship final. Earlier this season, Ohio State lost to Gonzaga by the score of 59-86, but Ohio State has improved a lot since that game. For the Buckeyes, the starting lineup will likely be known only to Coach Holtman. My guess is that he will start the same lineup as he started against the Citadel, so that Musa Jallow will start in order to have more physicality early in the game. It was the physicality of Wofford that disrupted North Carolina. Here's my guess for the Buckeyes starting lineup. Number 34, 6'9 freshman center Caleb Wesson. Number 33, 6'7 junior power forward Keita Bates-Diop. Number 2, 6'5 freshman guard Musa Jallow. Number 3, 6'1 junior shooting guard or point guard C.J. Jackson. And number 1, 6'4 senior Jayshawn Tate, point guard or small forward. Ohio State is coached by Chris Holtman in his first year at Ohio State. Will Ohio State be able to handle the defensive pressure on our point guard position, a position where we have had a lot of turnovers? Will Kata Bates-Diop light it up like Wooford's Fletcher McGee? Will Caleb Wesson physically dominate like Cameron Jackson? Be sure to tune in Saturday to find out. Coming up next, a look at the current Tar Heel player from Central Ohio.
Hello, I'm Cassie Lawings, a licensed cosmetic therapist at About Face, the place in Columbus for laser hair removal since 1999. We're conveniently located at 1918 Bethel Road. Laser hair removal is not just for women. Many men are choosing laser hair removal for their facial hair, especially if they have razor bumps or pseudofolliculitis barbae, which is the fancy medical term. Your face will be as smooth as your baby's cheeks with laser hair removal. And remember, basketball season is laser hair removal season. Ask about our $50 off special for Hoops fans. No purchase necessary. Call us today at 614-457-0448 for a free consultation. That's 614-457-0448.
On October 10, 2016, Pickerington Central's Sterling Manley committed to the University of North Carolina. At 6'11" and 240 pounds, he is the biggest man on the Tar Heels roster. Ohio State did not heavily recruit Manley because of the verbal commitment we had received from Westerville South's Caleb Wesson. The two players met earlier this year, on January 3, 2017, in a high school game played at Westerville South, where Pickerington Central won by a score of 62-57. Dispatch sports reporter Adam Jarvie reported that, quote, Ohio State signee Caleb Wesson outplays counterpart Sterling Manley, unquote, saying, quote, Westerville South may have lost the war, but Caleb Wesson won the battle, unquote. Look for these two players to resume their acquaintance in New Orleans. Sterling Manley wears number 21 for the Tar Heels. This is Dave Horning for HoopsOnLane.com Fan Podcast. Goodbye and go Bucks.